Hi and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm doing a very realistic pantry organization as well as a weekly food prep video, especially since going back to work. I try to utilize my weekends to make them my project weekends, to make them really productive as much as I can. So you're going to see what a realistic not meal prep, but more like food grocery prep for the week looks like, with produce, using my Zwilling vacuum saver bags, which I've been really loving for food storage. And you're also going to see an overhaul of our pantry ever since we moved in. It's been, a couple of weeks, so we're just kind of tossing everything in there. And this is a realistic organization using the things that I already have. This is not Pinterest aesthetic. This is real mom life, and this is kind of my weekend prep to set me up for a great week ahead. If you love content like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started. So for my meal prep, I've been using these Zwilling vacuum bags that I actually made a video about, and I store all my food that I meal prep in the refrigerator in these bags, and it vacuum seals them and it keeps them fresher much longer. So I went ahead and I diced up some onions and put them in these vacuum bags, and they stay fresh in my refrigerator. I take out the onions as I need and then I reseal it. I do the same thing with my cheese. I had a large bag of cheese that I split into two Zwilling vacuum bags. One I keep in my refrigerator and the other one I actually froze. And then same thing with fresh produce, like these radishes. I slice them up and I put them in these vacuum seal bags, and they stay fresh for so much longer. I then went ahead and I just washed all of my produce. I did this a few hours later just because of the way that my day had went. I washed all my produce. I prepped it all so that it's ready to go for the week ahead. It looks great. It looks awesome, and it prevents a lot of food waste in my opinion. So I just went ahead and I chopped up and I prepped all of my veggies and fruit.
Take your time and do your tricks. All I do is sing along. Yeah, I need you around for brighter light and firmer ground. When you believe in me, love is gonna set me free.
I also picked up these PrepWorks ProKeeper deli containers at a home goods store last week, and I found that they're super great for things like cheese and sausage as well as fruit, and it creates a visual so I can actually see it prepped in my refrigerator, and I'm more likely to utilize everything in a timely manner.
Yeah, you can be a bird. Tell the stories you have heard and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
I absolutely love pre-slicing my lemons and keeping them in the vacuum storage containers and then having them in the refrigerator because they're so good, especially for evenings when I want some lemon in my tea, or I can slice up the lemons and have them ready for lemon water. But it's so convenient to just store and know that they're already prepared and they're ready to go for me to use. so a few hours later, I basically had all of this prepped. I had a deli container with cheese and meat. Then I had my vegetables, so cauliflower all ready to go for a salad, grapes that were washed and separated, ready to go for snacking, as well as some raspberries and gooseberries down there. I had my veggies and herbs, so I have cilantro, my cabbage, my onions, beets are ready to go to be cooked. My cheese, one is going into the freezer, one is being kept in the fridge. I have my carrots, my lettuce is washed, and it's good to go. And so the next project on the list to tackle was this pantry. So we moved into our place a couple of weeks ago, and this has just been kind of like the dumping ground. They toss it in there, no rhyme or reason. So it really needed to get under control. It was becoming very cluttered. And so the first thing to do was to just clear out all of this junk and start fresh. I did not realize how much stuff we were able to shove into that small pantry until I saw it all kind of laid out in front of me, and I initially got overwhelmed, but I decided to tackle one thing at a time. My goal was to use a lot of the things that I already had. The only thing that I bought new were these mason jars that I got at Home Goods a few weeks ago, but pretty much everything else was something that I had around the house, including any baskets, any kind of storage containers. I didn't want to go and spend a ton of money and a ton of time for something that might not be functional for me in the next couple of weeks or months. So I just wanted to go with something realistic and something doable for me today. Wire basket at the Target dollar section a couple of weeks ago. I thought it'd be great for granola bars, so I just kind of stuffed them all in there, and it's perfect to grab in the mornings for me on the way to go. And then you know that there's always stuff that kids should not be having access to at all times, so I have this basket here for things like candies and Rice Krispie treats and M&Ms and basically the goodies that they shouldn't have every day, and it's going to go on the top shelf. This is the reality of organizing. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets any better. Here's another solution. Here's another basket that I'm going to use. So in all the stuff goes, my first aid kit up on top where the kids can't reach it, my goodies basket where they're not tempted to eat absolutely everything in sight, and then my cereals, some of our more frequently used cereals, and basically everything else. And as I'm going, I'm adjusting and readjusting. As you'll see, a lot of things that I initially put in one spot will end up in another. And so the important thing is to know that when you have organizational systems in your home, is to make them functional for you, to make sense for you, because they can look as beautiful and as aesthetic as you want them to, but if they don't make any sense to your home and your lifestyle, you just wasted a lot of time and effort because it's not usable. So my goal here was to make it usable and functional for our family. So I also have this clear bread storage box. I thought it was great to keep in the pantry. I have some bread that goes in the freezer, but then just regular bread on the daily to kind of be available there, because sometimes the kids, like James, goes and grabs it themselves, gets themselves a piece of bread. So this little container is great because it keeps it from going stale, and it's also pretty presentable, which I really do like, and it is functional. And then also these white baskets are some baskets that I just had in my kids' closet laying around, so I repurposed them here. And as you can see, I am continuing to move things around and rearrange them. And after a little bit of time, it looks so much better. It's functional, it's clean, it's organized. Maybe not the most aesthetic thing, but it works. So I have an area for my tuna, I have my canned goods, then I have things like onions, potatoes, garlic. This is just some canned water, my bread, my crackers, my granola bars, seeds, just random things like oatmeal. And then I have some odds and ends in the corners here, but then I have my grains and my flour, and everything is kind of where it's supposed to be, and I'm really thrilled with the way it turned out. All right, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Helps my channel out a ton, and I will see you guys in my next one.